יפה היום, שבת שלום. מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome. Let's try to switch our conversation into one instead of many that we are having with each other. Let's try to enter this space, trying to create a sense of sacredness, a sense of something different that happens just when we get together to celebrate Shabbat. Let's look at each other and say Shabbat Shalom. If you recognize a face or a pair of eyes that you haven't seen yet, just you can say Shabbat Shalom. Try to make eye contact with someone. Say Shabbat Shalom. Say welcome, Shabbat Shalom. And now let's switch our voices and our conversations into one voice. Ma yafe hayom,
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. מה יפה היום, שבת שלום.
Shabbat Shalom.
מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. שבת שלום.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Two words. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. And again.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's nice to get together after the winter break. Some of us are still in the winter break. Okay, raise your hand if you are in the winter break. You still? So I'm obviously, you are. Yes, you are because you're a student.
I am.
You're a student. I finished my winter break today.
You did?
Yeah, I'm here. And I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy that my winter break has ended and we are enjoying Shabbat. And we have a family even visiting us all the way from Japan. Welcome. You are during your winter break, right? You are here because of your winter break. So Shabbat create all these opportunities for gathering, for meetings. So we are happy to be here and to be together. We have one less. We're supposed to have something else. Doesn't matter. So anyway, we want to start this service before doing the lighting of the candles of Shabbat. We wanted just to link as much as we can link, as we have children sitting with us tonight, that even during the time of Hanukkah, we experienced lots of hatred. And even during the time in which all the world is focused on bringing light. Doesn't matter to which faith tradition you belong. We are all trying to bring light. We are reminded that when we are faced or when we are given hatred, we repeat our belief that the only way to build a sustainable world is by bringing love. So when we experience hatred, we don't add hatred, we bring love. So we say, Olam Chesed Ivaneh, our world shall be built with loving kindness. And we are going to start our service before we light Shabbat candles, reminding to ourselves that that's what we need to find and that's what we need to create. And Guy, can you help us and teach this word to us? We're going to repeat after you.
Singing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Olam chesed yibaneh, yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai.
Please join me.
Olam chesed yibaneh, yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai. 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 I will build this world from love, yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai. And you must build this world from love, yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai. And when we build this world from love, yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai. Then God will build this world from love, yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai. Olam chesed yibaneh, yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai. Olam chesed yibaneh, yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai. Olam chesed yibaneh, yalalai,
yes, we are going to light Shabbat candles. I'd like to invite Alice Kirschen to join me. Sorpresa. It's a surprise for you, Alice. I just saw you coming in to join me in lighting Shabbat candles that you can find on page 120. You can join us in singing the candlelight blessing. Please rise. Yes, let's sing it now. They will join you also.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. Good to see. Welcome back for you too. You may be seated. So this Shabbat, we talk a lot about the Shiftei Israel, the tribes of Israel, the siblings that reunite in the Torah portion that we are reading. We talk about reconciliation and about the ability to come together. And we say, Ine matovu manaim, shevet achim, gam yachad. Please join us.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומה נעים אוי שבת אחים גם יחד שבת אחים אוי אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומה נעים אוי שבת אחים גם יחד שבת אחים אוי אחים גם יחד שבת אחים גם יחד שבת אחים אוי אחים גם יחד
In Shabbat, we think about renewal, the ability to renew ourselves with the arrival of the seventh day. And if you are feeling like dancing, you can join Gabby and try to dance with her. And you just need to be less than 120 years old if you want to dance. So you don't need to be 7, 9, you just can dance. He's asking for your help.
Yeah.
Shir
hallelujah, shir hallelujah, shir hallelujah, shir hallelujah, shir hallelujah, shir חדש, שיר חדש, שיר חדש, לאדוני, God created our metal, שיר hallelujah, שיר hallelujah, שיר hallelujah, שיר hallelujah, שיר חדש, שיר, 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 שיר חדש, לאדוני.
We need all those that are under the age of 16 to come here to the center of the sanctuary. If you are under the age of 16, just please join us and stand up here right in the middle.
שיר הללויה, שיר הללויה, שיר הללויה, שירו, שיר הללויה, שיר הללויה, שירו, שיר, שיר, שיר חדש, שירו, שיר, שיר, שיר חדש, שירו, שיר, שיר, שיר חדש, לאדוני. שיר הללויה, שיר הללויה, שיר הללויה, שירו, שיר הללויה, שיר הללויה.
Please remain here as we prepare to welcome Shabbat, the bride with Lecha Dodi. If you are holding in Sidur, you can find it on page 138. Otherwise, you can follow it on our screen.
Lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, שמר וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה, לך דודי. לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונחה, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם לשוחה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לך דודי. לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי. לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי. לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. יאללה ליי, יאללה ליי, ליי, יאללה ליי, 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 יאללה ליי, יאללה ליי, יאללה ליי, יאללה ליי, 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 ליי,
Let's add to welcoming Shabbat our bodies. If you want to shake your body on the spot wherever you are standing, you can do it.
לקראת כלה, יאללה ליי, יאללה ליי, יאללה ליי, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יאללה ליי, יאללה ליי, יאללה ליי, בני שבת נקבלה. ליי 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 יאללה ליי, ליי 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 ליי.
This is what I'm trying to do. I want to explain to you. Sometimes we connect in the level of words. So we say words that are meaningful to us. But our souls don't really know words. Our souls know melodies better than words. So we were going to try just for a few moments to be singing souls. And in order to be singing souls, you got to sing. Otherwise, you are very quiet souls. You are not singing souls. You are souls anyway. But we will try, in order to welcome Shabbat, you can add your body. You can kind of shake a little bit. You can dance in circles if you want. But let's try to be, on this Shabbat, singing souls. So let's try this melody again. Yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai yada lai yada lai, yada lai 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 lai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai yada lai yada lai, yada lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai, lai 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 yada lai, lai 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 lai. Please remain standing as we turn our Sidurim or our screen to the next one for Baruch. Am I
awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Yada lai lai lai, 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 yada lai lai lai.
You may be seated. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei yom. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day,
rolling light into darkness and darkness into light. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim.
Amen.
Would like to invite you just for a moment. We know that sometimes when kids are around, it's challenging, but also for kids, it's really good just maybe once a day, or a few times a day, to try to create moments of silence, to try to listen, to do the action of Shema by actually closing our mouths for a second and trying to be able to listen. Let's try that for a moment. Let's try to be silent for a moment. Let's try to close our eyes and see what's inside. One of the most interesting things that we are not supposed to do in Shabbat is to carry things. In Shabbat, we are not supposed to carry. And maybe an interesting exercise as we try to fully welcome this Shabbat is to recognize something that we are carrying with us into Shabbat, and we would like to live for the next 24 hours. I invite you to think about something that you are carrying with you, something that you are bringing with you, that you would do better for the next 24 hours if you put aside. And as we do that, let's try to focus on our breath. Let's breathe in and out. Once again, breathe in and out. The way in which we access our souls is through our breath. The word neshima in Hebrew, breathing, is like the word neshama, soul. We try to connect with our souls in this Shabbat by allowing ourselves just to breathe, despite the noise, despite the challenges, despite the things that we are carrying with us. So once again, I invite you to take a deep breath and become one with your soul. Access your soul. Please join me for the Shema. Shema, Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please join me on page 154 for Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu advarim ha'eleh asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibata bam בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם נאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Now we turn to Birkat HaGeulah, the blessing for redemption that concludes the blessings that we have after the Shema, in which we are reminded of the redemptive power of love, and that sometimes obstacles that feel impossible in our lives, all what we need to do is to look at them with love and try to make the first step in order to be able to move forward. Shkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom. Help us, God, to find the strength to create inner peace.
Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't wanna fight no more. There'll be no more Sukkot Shalom Lecha. ותגלנו ועצה טוב אני לפניך. All my life I've been grateful, I've been grateful for the people who say that
ועמידנו שומר
and our children will pray one day, one day, one day, one day,
ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian, protector of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, your people Israel, and over your holy city, Jerusalem.
Amen.
Please rise. So, I want to introduce Tfilat Amidah. Before we start Tfilat Amidah, sometimes people ask me, where do you get to do your personal prayer, right? Like we are singing all the time. The answer is right now. Right now. Now, all what we did is a preparation for this moment. Preparation for a moment in which our hearts are open wide enough so they allow us not just to open our mouths as we are going to ask and find words of praise, but actually to find the words that we need to say, to find the ability to verbalize those things that we have in our hearts, and we struggle to find the ability to express. So, as we ask God to help us open our lips, we actually are asking to find the ability to open our hearts and to find the words we shall say. You might find those words in our traditional prayer that you can find in your Sidurim, in your prayer books between pages 164 and 180, but you might also want to just close your eyes, and despite the noise that the kids are making, that's okay. The world is filled with noise. And even when there are lots of noises, we need to find the ability to hear our inner voices. So this is a moment for some silence, but for internal silence more than anything else.
Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, Ufi Yakitehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
last blessing of Tfilat Amidah, after trying to connect with our inner voices, we ask for the ability to open our eyes and to connect with each other. We are reminded that there are other voices. And we ask for peace as we come to the encounter of others, as we come to realize that the world is surrounded by people that are different from us, that have different needs. And something wonderful happens when we have the ability to meet with each other, to become a whole, a Shalom, great peace, Shalom.
Shalom bimroma, Yaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, amen. Ayalalai. Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, amen.
You may be seated. At the end of Tfilat Amidah, we take one more moment to acknowledge there are people that are dealing with illness in their bodies, in their souls. There are people that are dealing with addictions. And now I'd like to ask the children just to be, babies are babies, children are children, just to be silent for a moment, because we will ask the community to share the names of people that they are asking for their healing. So please share as I point in your direction. I want to hear you. Join our hearts in one prayer, Misha Berach, the screen on page 371.
La'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us sing,
We wish to all of them refuah shlema v'achlama meira, a complete and as fast as possible recovery. So we have a very special storyteller today. And she's getting her glasses. So, and you have a story, right?
I do.
So we'd like to invite all the kids to come here to the center of the sanctuary, to the center of the synagogue, to listen to some story, important story. So, and if your children are here and they feel not completely connected, so you can help them by sitting with them and coming here to the center with them. So you can come actively involved. So we help them to take part on this. Do you want to tell us what we are going to talk about?
We're going to talk about a tale of...
You need a microphone. We're gonna need a microphone urgently for you.
Not loud enough?
Yes, you are.
Live stream, I'll get a microphone.
Here you have a microphone. But you can hold it. You can kind of.
I'm just going to hold it.
You,
Not much better?
how are you gonna hold the book and that?
No, you're right. I guess I can't.
No,
huh?
there's a reason for that. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I also struggle with this.
This curly hair thing gets in the way. Is that better?
That is perfect. It's perfect.
I've been on a...
So what you going to talk about?
I'm going to talk about forgiveness. Very timely to you here, don't you think? Don't you think? Yeah. Start a new year, right? Okay. Red, blue, and yellow yarn. Really colorful, huh? Bubby, Donnie's grandmother, was here for a visit. She was planning to stay for a whole week. When Bubby came, she slept in Donnie's room, and Donnie had to sleep downstairs in the den. When Bubby was here, Donnie had to walk on his while she rested. He wasn't allowed to play ball on the wall of the house because Bubby didn't like the noise. Donnie had to wash his soap and a nail brush before every meal because Bubby would infect his hands. Bubby always ate with a napkin on her lap and insisted that Donnie do the same. It seemed like if Uncle Bubby was here, open wide, but it got stuck on a clump of red, blue, and yellow yarn. "Donnie," she said, "I expect you to wind up every one of those balls of yarn again. And don't come back downstairs until you're finished." Slowly, Donnie picked up the end of a red strand and began to wind. He wound and wound until, oops, he came to a tangle. The red yarn was twisted around the blue. Donnie unraveled the knot and picked up the two balls at a time. He tried rolling them together, stepping over and under each ball to get them straightened out. Soon he sat down with a plop. So much yarn was tied and twisted around his pants. How was he ever going to finish this? Donnie imagined himself as an old man. See that old man picture? Can you imagine? Donnie imagined himself as an old man winding and winding away his long, wide beard, covered with blue and yellow yarn. Donnie started to cry. All at once, the door opened, and Bubby walked in. Donnie jumped up and quickly wiped his eyes away. Had Bubby come to tell him how wrong it was to touch her things? Bubby smiled. "Come, Donnie," she said. "You look like you could use some help." Donnie couldn't believe it. Bubby didn't even look a bit angry. "Here," she said, untangling a blue strand from around Donnie's leg and handing it to him. "You start winding this, and I'll work on the other end." The work went much faster with Bubby's help. She and Donnie walked around and around each other so the yarn would unravel. Little by little, the room began to look neater. Bubby sat down and took out a piece of cardboard. She wrapped some yarn around the cardboard, turned it into forming a perfect ball. Donnie sat down next to her. "I'm sorry," he whispered. Bubby turned around and looked right at him. "Donnie," she said in a smiling voice, "let me tell you a story about when I was a little girl." Bubby tugged at a strand of red yarn and began. "One year, my grandmother came to us for Pesach. My grandmother was famous for her Pesach nut cake, and we all looked forward to having her bake one for us." See, that's what Bubby's grandma. "For hours and hours, my grandmother cracked nuts until she had a jar full of nuts for the cake. I loved nuts so much that I decided to take just one or two. I was sure no one would miss them." Donnie stared open-mouthed. He just couldn't picture Bubby as a little girl doing something naughty. "Well," Bubby continued, "I opened the jar, I reached in, and just as I was about to pull out a handful of nuts, the kitchen door opened and walked in my mother. I was so startled, I jumped backwards, pulling the jar with me. It crashed to the floor and smashed into 100 pieces." Donnie forgot to be shy. "You did that, Bubby?" he asked, with his squealing little voice in surprise. Bubby laughed at Donnie's surprise, looked and continued. "My mother was very angry. She said I had to sit at the table and crack the nuts until I filled a whole new jar for my grandmother." "What did you do?" Donnie asked anxiously. Bubby threw a yellow ball of yarn on the bed before she answered. "Well, I began to crack walnuts. I worked for what seemed like a very long time, and then I started to cry. My fingers hurt, and the bottom of the jar was barely covered. I could just imagine cracking nuts until I was an old lady." "Just like me," thought Donnie. "As I was just about to give up," said Bubby, in walked my grandmother. When she saw my tear-stained face and the sack of unshelled nuts, she sat right down and began to help me." "Just like you," Donnie said delightfully. "Just like me. And do you know what my grandmother told me when we cracked the nuts?" "What?" Donnie asked. "My grandmother told me that when she was a little girl, she had gone to her grandmother's house for a visit." Bum, bum, bum. Her grandmother had a big fat feather pillow in the living room. And one morning when my grandmother was bored, she poked a hole in that pillow and started pulling out the feathers. When her grandmother walked in a while later, the whole room was covered with feathers. Just like the yarn, Donnie shouted. Just like the yarn, Bubby laughed. I couldn't imagine my grandmother ever doing anything like that, but she did. Of course, her mother said she had to pick up all the feathers by herself. She tried, but it was too hard. She started to cry, and then guess who came to help her? Who do you think? Her grandmother, Donnie cried out. It's a tradition, maybe. Right again, Bobby stood up and stretched. Donnie looked around the room. The bed was covered with neatly rolled balls of yarn, and the floor was clear. Come down, Donnie, said Bubby. I think your mother kept dinner waiting for us. Finished already? Mommy asked as Donnie and Bubby walked into the kitchen. Bubby helped me, Donnie said, smiling as he thought of the generations of children who make mistakes and their loving grandmothers forgive them. Yes, said Bubby as she spread out her napkin and passed one to Donnie. A little help from a grandmother goes a long way. And Bubby and Donnie shared a secret smile. The end. You're very welcome.
Maybe one word also of what we are talking about, forgiveness. In this Torah portion we read about a very important character. His name is Joseph. And there's one thing that makes Joseph a superhero. And before I tell you what's that thing, I want to ask you a question. Do you hold any grudges? Raise your hand if you hold any grudges. Sometimes. Raise your hands if you hold any grudges. So most of us hold grudges. Some of us don't hold grudges. So for those that hold grudges, apparently it's not such a good thing. Apparently it's very harmful for ourselves. And the interesting thing is that in the story of Joseph, when he faces his siblings after all the terrible things that they did to him, and they did terrible things to him, he's in a very, very powerful position. But having a powerful position doesn't make you a powerful human being. And actually, the way in which he shows his power is when he has the ability to actually harm his siblings as they harmed him, he forgives them. He forgives them. So I just want you to consider, I want to invite all of us to consider on those places in which we are holding grudges, instead of being powerless people with grudges, to be powerful people and to try to forgive. We are going to open the ark for Aleinu Leshabeach. Please rise, and I want to invite all the children and also parents that have children in their hands to join our President Lawrence Simon as we open the ark. We are on page 586 in our Sidurim, or you can follow the screen. Come on, Steve. No, all the parents with children to say, go. You heard that. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. And you can look at the Torahs and you...
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים modim lifnei melech malchei amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom ha'u yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
You may be seated.
Give us my spot first.
Next one.
This morning.
At the end of our service, we take a moment to acknowledge mourners among our community. If you are during the first 7 days of mourning, Shiva, please rise. If you are during the first 30 days of mourning, Shloishim, please rise. If you are during the cycle of the first year of mourning, please rise and share with us who you're remembering. Alice? Tanya? I'd like to ask all those that are speaking right now to be very silent because I couldn't hear what Tanya said. If you have a yahrzeit this week, an anniversary of death, please rise and share with us who you're remembering. Now you can support our fellows while standing or sitting, joining us with your voices and your hearts for Mourners Kaddish on the screen or on page 598. התגדל והתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דיברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, באמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה. דאמירם בעלמה באמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה. בחיים טובים עלינו ועל כל ישראל באמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל כמו ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל באמרו אמן. You may be seated. May the memories of your dear ones be a living blessing in your lives. יהי זכרם ברוך. So, I was about to say that we are adding a tradition to our family services. I was about to say, I hope that we will name a baby every month. I'm not sure it will work out, but if you are thinking about that, we encourage you to help out with that project. Like if you are less than 60, come on, you can do it. With today's lifespan, or if you have just 2, we can have 3, everybody can give a hand. So, but today, among the simches that we are going to celebrate because of our January family service, we will also name and welcome a baby. Do I need this? What?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
For people.
It's for
When
people,
you
in
need
case people need the microphone. Thank you. So we are going to add that, and again, it's not a tradition, but we trust you to to make it a tradition. So if you want to bring a baby, next month we need you. So what we are going to do, we are going to acknowledge our simches. Oliver, do you have a simcha to celebrate today? We are going to name your brother. So, but we will also celebrate our usual simches, which is our anniversaries and birthdays for the month of January. So please rise if you have a simcha that you celebrate in the month of January. And we say that please rise if you have a simcha. And in addition, we said that we will add if you have a simcha that you want to share and it's happening to you in the month of January and you want to add to the simchas that we acknowledge, you can do that too. So.
So my mom can
that
hear.
Was the reason. Okay, I get it now, Gabby. Thank you.
My birthday's on the 5th. I turned 13. Yay.
Are you doing anything else in the month of January?
My bar mitzvah's on the 18th.
Yeah.
So you are all welcome to join you as you come up to the Torah.
January 18th.
January 18th. What time?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Perfect. Right here at TVT. Do you have anything else? No. We'll talk about you later. We'll talk to you later.
It's my dad's birthday.
It's your dad's birthday.
January 13th.
Say your name, Richard.
Richard.
Okay. And what's the birthday you are celebrating?
72.
72.
I'm Bernie Kotkin. My birthday is on January 21. I'll be 82.
Mazal tov. Am I missing? Is your birthday? Come, Zach. You are very far. It will take me like 10 minutes to commute.
I'm Zachary Hoffman, and my birthday is January 24th, and I'll be 30.
Mazal tov. Congratulations. You're standing. What are you celebrating? Your anniversary, right?
I have a microphone, but thank you.
It's okay. It's so challenging today with the microphones.
It's okay. It's your first day back in the new year. You get a break. Joey and I are celebrating our 4-year dating anniversary.
Mazal tov. Charlie, do you have a simcha on January? No. Okay, and it's also in January, what? It's my birthday on January 30th, and I'm turning 38. Eh? Yeah. 38. I'm turning 38. Noga authorized. And now we are going to take the opportunity to come here to the front. Steve and Bethany, bring your baby. Stand right here. So, I have a microphone. I hear this. So you want to say your names before we say his name?
Bethany Torres.
Bethany, and you know your name? Oliver.
Stephen Torres.
And Stephen, we are introducing to our community. Say the English name first.
What's your brother's name?
What?
Kai Torres.
Kai Torres. Mm-hmm. And we just 2 words. I said I was going to be very brief, so I will be. But just 2 words. First, we when we celebrate the birth of a baby, we also acknowledge the parents that they are partners in the creation. That's what we believe in Jewish tradition. That as we bring new humans to the world, and as we parent little humans, we become partners in the creation of the world. And our payment for that is a lack of sleeping. So we wish you, as you start this second journey, longer sleeping nights for yourself, and we pray for the healing of your body after the difficult work of delivering. And the other thing is that Your job, not that I want to tell you what your job is, but I will say a word about that as we try to help our kids to make them fit in this world, and that's pretty much what the world is about, right? Like to make sure that they fit here and they fit there, that they behave in services, that they behave as the school expect them to behave. You are a teacher. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Your job also is to make sure that this unique soul is what it is and expresses itself in the best possible way, and to be there to support that expression. So between making him fit and making sure that he is who he's supposed to be. So, and we are going to, today, so please rise, everyone. We are going to do all the blessings together today. We will welcome this beautiful baby in the tradition of Israel, and we are going to acknowledge this existence. You want to hold my hand? Welcome. And you will repeat after me. You will say, Akatan,
Akatan.
the little one. You don't need to repeat the English. Gadol,
Gadol.
Yeh.
Yeah.
One day, eventually, will be a grown-up individual, and we say, we welcome you in the house of Israel, and your name in the house of Israel is going to be, you want to say? Moshe, Ben Bracha, and Stephen, and we say welcome. Say welcome.
Welcome.
We say Baruch Haba,
Baruch haba.
B'Shem
Shem
Adonai.
Adonai.
Welcome is the one who comes in the name of God, so we welcome you in the Masoret and the tradition of Israel, and now it's certified that he has a Hebrew name, and it's written and signed. And I invite your children to sit and stand next to you. Make sure that your children are, and we are going to, Olive, you want to come? That's great. No, don't go. Go somewhere else. Okay, so stay here. Oh no, you can stay here together. And we will say, these are my children. And we are going to, as we bless this new baby, we acknowledge in Shabbat our creations. And if your creations are not here, take a moment just to think about your creation. And if you don't have creations, you were created by someone. So close your eyes and think about those that brought you to the world as we bring these millennia-old words and the love of our tradition into our homes. We'll share two hands today, one hand here and one hand here. We say to our boys, Yasimecha Elohim ke'Ephraim ve'ke'Menashe. May God inspire you to be like our fathers. And to our girls, we say, Yasimech Elohim ke'Sara, Rivka, Rachel, Belea. And to all of them, we say, Yevarchechem Adonai ve'yishmerechem. May God bless you and protect you.
Yair Adonai panav elechem v'yichunekem.
May you find God's presence within you, and may God be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elechem.
May you find God's presence within you always.
V'yasem
May God bless you
lachem
with peace,
shalom.
with many, many years of joy and happiness. V'yasem lachem shalom. V'yasem lachem shalom. We say, Sheheyanu v'kimanu v'giyanu lasman. Say we acknowledge this incredible and magical time in our lives. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. His name.
שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה בזמן הזה.
Once again. I want us to say one more word. Look what's happening. That one is my son. I'm standing here. And this one doesn't belong to us. And this is the beauty of community. The ability and the possibility and the opportunity to share lives with our families, but also to extend our families. And that's why we welcome babies in our community and eventually in the house of Israel, but first in our community. Let's now do Kiddush. Gabby, do you want to take the cup?
Yes.
It's there. The Kiddush cup.
Yes.
וזה ויחולו השמיים בארץ בכל צבאם, ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי, מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי, מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו, אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו, ושבת קודשו באהבה ופרצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה וראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי באנו ובהרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת לחיים. סורי מקדש ושכנתי בתוכם, ואנחנו
נברך יה מעתה ועד עולם. Oh God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary. Oh, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Good Shabbos, everyone. Please join us for dinner.